Incidentally, the two people involved were the two people that Ben Mee was supposed to be marking.
Yeah.
He almost then went between them both, one onto the other, and goal for Liverpool against the run of play.
I was going to say, it's not exaggeration to say that. Burnley did their utmost to expose Liverpool's high line, didn't they?
Well, it's no secret that Liverpool like to play a high line, and of course they do it knowing that there's risks. I mean, we looked at players like Trent Alexander-Arnold before the game. Trent can't play in the areas he wants to play in unless they're brave, unless they trust their team to squeeze, and that starts at the back. But you see here some examples of Liverpool playing a high line, and there's no question about it. Leon said it in commentary that they've worked on this, Burnley. They've certainly worked on it, and they're playing on it. Even on free kicks here, you know, they're staying a lot higher than they normally would. So Burnley created a lot of chances from it, and it is certainly something that it's almost risk-reward for Liverpool, but Alisson's had to come to the rescue one or two times. Yes, there were a couple of offsides in there, but they have played...
Does that seem a lot higher than usual, Mo? Because
I think so.
They're playing against the two strikers who's not, you know, renowned for their pace, but even though they still are getting in, you know, you had someone I think a lot quicker that's playing up there. They might get more chance to probably score. Weghorst should do a lot better. He has to go to the corners there.
Yeah.
At least make the goalkeeper work for it.
Yeah. Do you think they'll change that in the second half, that approach?
I don't think so. I think all season Liverpool have been playing a higher line. And
as high as that, though?
No, possibly not. And when you're playing against, you know, players that you would consider quite slow, then you're even braver. You play another 5 or 10 yards. As I say, I know people at home will be saying, why are you doing that? You're conceding so many chances. But this is Liverpool's way. This is why they win the ball high so often. This is why Trent Alexander-Arnold gets in central positions and risky positions for them. These are the reasons why. So it's risky, but it's certainly rewarding at the other end.
At one point in that first half, Liverpool thought they had a penalty. Wout Weghorst with a challenge on Mo Salah.
No, it's not for me. I think it's I think it's
Burnley then nearly went
a bit soft, and then
scored.
Burnley goes and nearly scores. But you know, I think there was a little tug on him, or the little, but there wasn't enough. Great run. He has to do better there. I mean, when you've got an opportunity against Liverpool, and we kind of called it all fair, we said they need to take these opportunities, because if they don't take these opportunities, Liverpool will go. It's definitely no pen. It's a bit soft for me. He goes down, you know, in installments, a little bit too late. But Weghorst has to do better when he has the opportunity to score, because you don't get many chances against Liverpool.
Yeah, no question there was contact on Salah. I didn't think it was enough either. It would have been fascinating if they'd gone the other end and scored, and then whether they would have brought it back. But of course, VAR checked it anyway, and they decided it wasn't clear and obvious.
OK, let's take you to...
Conditions were awful. Burnley pushed you all the way. How difficult was that for you this afternoon?
It's always hard to play here. Burnley is a tough place to come. We know everything about them. Second balls, intensity, physically stronger as well. But we were ready for this. Sometimes we forget to play football a little bit because we want to fight then with the second ball and everything. But when we put the ball on the ground, we create chances. We scored one goal with set pieces, but after in the second half we have a little bit more of space and we create more. We didn't score the second goal, but we defensively the team were very good today, so nice 3 points.
They had a lot of chances today, Burnley, didn't they? They made you work all the way. Do you not think so? I mean, they had 3 or 4 really good chances, didn't they?
Yes. A couple.
OK.
Yeah.
He's playing it down. We thought it was more than just a couple. It was a tricky assignment as far as Liverpool were concerned, and they came through it with flying colours, Michael.
Yeah, I think it's one of those games where you tick off at the end of the season and think, that was a grind. Let's get 3 points and get out of there.
But they're the best ones for Jurgen Klopp, aren't they?
They are, and everybody always says the 1-0 wins, you know, that when you don't play pretty football there, that's the hallmark of champions. Well, they've got a fair bit to go to be, you know, champions just yet. Obviously, with Manchester City setting such a searing pace. But, yeah, it was one of those that I don't think Jurgen Klopp will be looking back at the clips thinking, you know, that was a great performance, but it was a great win, and it could be vital by the end of the season.
Yeah, no, I agree. It definitely wasn't the best performance. I think they looked a bit lacklustre, you know, the whole team, in fairness. But, you know, you have to give credit to Burnley also. They made it very, very difficult for Liverpool. They had, I disagree with them. I think they had at least 3 or 4 good chances where, you know, the strikers on another day you would think that at least make the keeper work. But as Mo said, Jurgen Klopp will take the 3 points, get up the road and concentrate on next week.
Yeah, they've got a habit of scoring from corners in the Premier League this season. This was their 11th of the campaign.
Yeah, and in this area, it's normally Virgil van Dijk that finds that sort of near-post space. This time, it's Sadio Mane. Robbie mentioned at half-time the way they've set up their 5 against 4. They've outnumbered them, Liverpool. And you see Sadio Mane just on the back of Ben Mee. I think he's really, confused Ben Mee, let's say, because he was picking up Fabinho, but then as soon as he saw Sadio Mane, you see him take those quick 2 or 3 steps toward, and then he ends up getting between them both, and just total coincidence that it goes from one to the other and he's next to neither of them. I think really they need to bring one more player from somewhere else to match up 5v5, and then there's no confusion.
Yeah, but he's made a knack of scoring. 5 in 2022 in all comps.
Yeah, I know. He's not known for his goal scoring ability. He's more of breaking the play up, but he's come up with really important goals. But I agree with Mo there. One, the defenders have to come off and mark Mane, because 5v4 is always going to concede in them circumstances.
Yeah, and this is what Liverpool need right now, because they can only deal with wins, isn't it? They're to try and hunt down Manchester City.
Oh, yeah, the next team that makes a mistake has to be Manchester City from Liverpool's point of view.
That's how fine the line is right now.
If Liverpool win the games in hand, or the game in hand now, and if they beat Manchester City, they're only 3 points behind when they obviously meet. A couple of big ifs, of course, but distinctly possible. Only 3 points. It's not over yet, but they can't slip up. As I say, Man City need to be the next team to slip up, if anyone.
A word for Burnley, 7 adrift. Weghorst went off as well. Doesn't look especially good for them today,
No, it looks like if he's out for a little bit, it could be a big problem. Listen, I know you have Barnes, but they're not known for scoring many goals, which I think they will struggle, to be honest with, to stay up, because if you don't score goals, as you know, you certainly don't win games, and they've been really struggling this season.
Saturday review. Salah rush has already started. Managers are already selling Man United player to Birin in Liverpool star ahead of this double game week. He still has another match to play in double game week 25, but sales of Bruno Fernandes in Fantasy Premier League are already scoring as managers instead turn to Mohamed Salah ahead of Liverpool's double game week 26. Fernandes was the third most captained player in game week 25, handed the armband by 1.4 million managers for Manchester United's matches against Southampton and Brighton and Hove Albion. By contrast, even before his game week 25 match against Burnley, Salah is already the most bought player for game week 26. He has 1,400 new owners for the Reds, home matches against Norwich City and Leeds United. Time to triple captain. Notably, the triple captainship is providing the most popular of game week 26. It's currently active in 72,000 squared, with Salah the main target, while Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo disappointed their backers against Southampton. Jadon Sancho continued his improving form by scoring his second goal in Man United's last 3 matches in all competition. The Wings collected 9 points ahead of their midweek meeting with Brighton. Adam Webster and Tariq Lamptey were Brighton's top performer for in the first match of their double game week 25. Webster scored and earned 50 points in the 2.0 win at Watford, with Lamptey assists for Noel Mbappe, helping him to 11 points.